Hello there, welcome back to the channel and indeed the van. Today I have a parcel, and this parcel, as you can see, I'll just show you that parcel, is a Nadomestni Deli Pecas Genuina. You'd think I was born there, whatever the country is of origin here. I'm assuming Italian because it is an original Fiat part, and what it is, if I'll just open the box here, what's in the box? That's the first part of it. Any guesses? Well, maybe if I show you the second half of this. It's looking quite complicated to fit, isn't it? Okay, that's the first half. Sorry about my funny faces. I'm just a bit worried about fitting this now, which leads me to the second half. Any guesses? Cup holders. That's what we've got. They're going to replace the glove box down here. I think it's going to be about 7 screws to get this bit into the dashboard, which means there's 7 screws in there somewhere to take out of the dashboard to get that glove box out. While I'm taking that dashboard out, I'll try and position the camera so you can see everything I do. Now, it's not a cheap item. I bought it off eBay and it was $79.95. In the bottom of the box, there's this bag as well of little bits and pieces. Now it looks like there's a little rubber mat in there, a couple of plastic blanking plates, 9 screws. Okay, so I said 7, there's actually 9 screws in this bag, so somewhere there's 9 screws to go in. 9 screws doesn't seem that complicated, does it? How hard could it be? 9 screws. Right, let's go around the front and I'll see how complicated it looks. Okay, this is the glove box that I'm going to take out. I'm going to push this seat back and see if we can get this glove box out. Okay? That's 1 screw out. There's one right over the back there. I don't know whether I can get into that one. Oh, kind of for going that way. 2, and I dropped that one. I'm sure that'll come out later. So take these screws out and we'll go from there. 1 over there. This is what happens, you see. I've dropped the screwdriver bit into the bottom of the glove box where I know my hand won't reach in there to get it. So this is a problem. The screw came out, but the screwdriver bit fell in there. Oh no, there it is. I see it. It's underneath the clutch pedal. Okay, good. Got that back, champion. Now, what else needs to come out? So there's 2 here. There's 1 here and 1 here. So I can say that, sorry. 1 here and 1 here at the top. There's 1 over here. I've already taken this one out, so that would be 4. There's 1 there would be 5. 1 there 6. 1 there 7. 2 over the back. 1 there 8. 1 there 9. So let me get this torch, get a bit of light on the situation. Sorry about the angle. I'm doing the best I can here, filming on my own and trying to operate a torch, a camera and a screwdriver at the same time. Never easy. Okay, so bear with me. Now I've had to get a little stubby screwdriver to get underneath here. Again, not easy to get in here, but there's a screw coming out. So I think there's only 1 more screw to go. Now I'm hoping that I'm unclipping this and I'm not just breaking it, because there's something holding that in at the bottom and I don't know what it would be. Okay, that'll be 1. 1 more over this side. Okay. Well, there's the screw I dropped earlier, so that's good. Now, okay, the next thing we need to do is get this carpet out that the dealer put in, because that's restricting access to the panel. Okay, so lift this carpet out. So there's the carpet out. Now this little panel that's on the bottom here is just going to lift out, I think. The screws in the bottom panel are massive. There's 2, 1 each side, and they're really long screws. So we'll put that one to one side so we don't lose it. See if we can figure out how this comes out. Well, there's the other screw. So that's the 2 long screws out. Putting this back together is going to be fun. A little bit of manipulation. And that's that bottom piece of trim out. Okay. I fell out the door. It did take a little bit of wiggling, and that's just a piece of plastic trim, and I think that will go back in at the end. Okay, so I'll put that over there. No cause for alarm. I think they're just plastic clips. At least I hope so, otherwise you're witnessing me breaking this. Okay, there's a little grey wire in here that goes to the back of the USB port. I've unplugged that, so that's the wire out. Now, what's holding this in? Despite searching YouTube, I couldn't find anything on how to remove this glove box. Okay, so I'm losing the light a little bit. I'll try and keep going now, but I've figured it out just by pushing and pulling and trial and error. So what you actually have to do, I'll turn this round so I can show you. You've got to lift that out, and it's not easy. It takes a little bit of manipulation, but if you lift it like that, you see, that has then come loose from that, and that allows the glove box to drop down to the floor. Now once it's dropped down to the floor, I don't know whether you can see, there's another 2 screws here, one over there, and that's 8 and 9, and that's why I couldn't get that out. So I'm going to remove those screws now, so I can put that on there. There's 1 screw there, and would you believe it, that one doesn't want to play. Oh, that one doesn't want to come out, so I'll try to do that one by hand when I find my little screwdriver. 1 more screw to go, that's over here. This one has to be done by hand because it doesn't want to play ball. And let's hope this goes back together easier than it came apart. Okay, so now, there you go. That's it, 8 and 9 screws are out of there. So now they're out, just move my sunglasses. This glove box seems to fall out, and there it is. Okay, oh, and there it is at last. The glove box is out. It was 9 screws in the end, and there it is. That's a big lump of plastic that I will put back here. Okay, that's that out. Let's have a look now at putting the new backing plate in, and I don't think that should be too difficult, hopefully. Like I say, I'm losing the light, so if I do have to quit because I lose the light, I'll finish this job off in the morning. Okay, but it hasn't taken me that long, but let's have a look and see what needs to be done to get this one back in. Oh, this drill is sticking right in my ribs. So that obviously comes through there at some point. So we'll pull that wire through now. Now, I don't know whether you'll be able to see what I'm actually doing. This is just guesswork at the moment. Just giving it a wiggle, see what lines up. Well, these screws all seem to line up at the top, and the screws down the side here seem to line up. Everything seems to line up, to be honest with you. Okay, so the first screw I think is going to go in there. I don't know whether you can see what I'm actually doing here, but there's a screw going in to this bottom piece there. So that's 1 screw in. It's all looking okay so far. So let's have another screw. Screw number 2. I'm going to go over here with that, and trying to reach is one of the hardest points of this without getting in the way of the camera, so I'm sorry if I'm in the way, but I'll go around the other side because I think I'm blocking you there. It's just as difficult to get in here, to be honest, with the steering wheel where it is, but I'm in, so I'll tighten this screw up. If I can get the torch on there, you can see what I'm doing. Definitely a daylight job, this, just for anybody who's interested in doing it. Okay, that's the bottom piece screwed in. Okay, the next piece of the puzzle being the actual. Now where does that USB port connect to then? You must have to take it out of the original one. Okay, you have to take the USB ports out of the original glove box. There it is there, and it's just a little push clip on each side, and you can see that, and that just pops out, and that's going to now pop in the hole in this one, I hope. Let's have a look, see if it fits. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. It's going to go in that hole there. Oh, there you go. That just clips into place, pushes straight in that hole there, as you can see, and just clips into place at the back there. Absolutely fantastic. I'm pleased that went according to plan. And now that wire clips on it there, and there you go. That's that wire in. Okay, so that was easy. Let's hope the rest of it's as easy. Now, where do we go from here? Where's my torch? Because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. There's a lot of these little push-in clips and slots everywhere, and they're all obviously going to need to line up. But before that happens, I think we need to put some of these screws in like these that go under here. They go under here to hold that in place. So I'm going to put those 2 screws in now. Got 2 screws in the fascia. The rest of it's all clips, so I'm going to put the rest of the screws in now, all the way around, and leave 2 screws to last. Okay, so let's see if we can get those in now. Hopefully you'll be able to see. My torch is running out, so you might be able to not be able to see for much longer, but here we go. I'm thinking we need to have one in here. Just trying to get the screws in and try and stay out the way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've put 1 screw here, 1 screw here in the top, hopefully you can see that, and the 2 original screws down at the bottom to hold it in place. Okay, so a few more screws to go in now. I'll whiz through these. That's it, nice and firm that one, Rick. We've still got a couple at the bottom to do. So I'm going to unclip this wire for now, because now we know how that goes in. We're going to move that out of the way and put these bottom screws in. That panel is absolutely solid. That panel's going nowhere, so I think that might be it. Screw wise, let's have a look. I'll just turn my torch off to preserve my battery life. Hopefully you can still see that. I know it's getting very dark in there now. I think we can just match this up to here and try and get things together. Now, how would this go? Do you think? I think that'll go in there. Yep, I think that's right. So I'll connect the wire in now, push that in, that's in place. USB ports are in. I think that'll go into there. And honestly, there's loads of little slots, little clips that just push in, and that's it. I think they're pushed in there now. Yep, that seems to be lining up nicely. As you can see in there, if you can, that lines up with a screw hole that's in the bottom there. And the 1 screw will go in there. Got the 2 screws to go in the top here of the trim, 1 here and 1 over there. And I'm thinking this is going according to plan. The screw can go in that one there. That's held in there. Okay, 2 more screws to put in. Just been to find a little washer to make a neater job. 1 more. I put the 2 big long screws back in the bottom, by the way, but I was off camera. Sorry about that. But I'm losing the light, as you can see, and I want to get this done. There, that's nipped that up better. Just a little fibre washer on there. Yep, that's held that in nicely now. Okay, that's it. That is it. Now I've got these little clips to go in, so let's have a look. They go that way. They push in. That's 1 in, and the other one. There you go. Finished. Okay, just before my camera runs out, I've now got cup holders, look. Hello, welcome back, and if you're still with me, this is the next morning, and it's an absolutely lousy morning. It's chucking it down with rain outside. I'll just show you a little bit of that. Well, it's not the best weather today, but fortunately today all my jobs are going to be indoors. I did have a job to do outdoors, but I'm not doing it in that, so that'll have to wait for another day. Yes, that's how bad the rain is today. So I'm back in the van just to show you what I couldn't last night, because it was getting too dark and I didn't want you to miss anything, because it's very exciting, as you can see. Now I'll just show you the cup holders where they finished off, and I'll turn this around. That's the cup holders in. You can see there's a little gap underneath, and then you've got your cup holders there. Now these cup holders I'm trying to squeeze through. It's quite a tight squeeze for me to squeeze between them seats. Oh, but here we go. These cup holders are a good size. They'll take up a water bottle in there, or a cup. And if I can find a cup, hang on a second, I'll demonstrate it for you. Right, there's a cup, McDonald's standard size coffee cup, and other coffee cups are available. There you go, fits in there lovely. And I'll take it out just to show you. Inside the cup holder here, it's all rubber coated. It's sort of a rubber skin, so that's easy to wipe out, because I'm sure that from time to time you might spill some coffee in there or water. In the middle here, the little rubber mat I mentioned that came in the screw bag, that drops into the middle there, and then your cup holder on the other side is exactly the same. You have a little slot here, and that slot apparently is for, I'll demonstrate that for you now, that slot is supposed to be for your mobile phone to stand in like that. Okay, and then that means that if I stand it upside down, even better. If you stand it in like that, then you're right next to the USB port and you can put your phone on charge there. That's the idea of that, I believe. Okay, so you've got that, you've got your USB port, which has all been tested and works fine. These clips here, I don't know whether you can see that because it's difficult for me to get down there, but there's little plastic covers, little caps to cover those screws on both sides, so you don't see the screws either. They're all covered in, and that's it for the cup holders. They're fitted. I'm very happy, because cup holders is definitely something that the van was lacking. Whew, it's a tight squeeze for me to get between those seats. I don't know why, because I'm a very slim lad, so I think Fiat, there's a little bit of a design flaw there. Just ask anyone. I'm skinny as a rake. I make Audrey Hepburn look fat. Anyway, this is the bit that came out. I'll show you that. It's quite a weight. And I think it's heavier than the cup holders. So if you're like me and you're always adding things to your van, the weight's increasing a little bit at a time. But this seems to be one of those little modifications where it decreases the weight, surprisingly, because this is quite a chunk of plastic. Now, just to show you, when this is open, I don't know whether you could see this yesterday. The thing that was difficult for me to figure out, and I couldn't find it on YouTube anywhere, is when I took all the screws out, and I'll show you, there was one here, and then there was one down here, and on the opposite side here, so that would be 4, and then there was 3 across here, 5, 6, and 7. Once those 7 screws were out, I couldn't understand why this glove box just wouldn't lift out, and I was struggling with that. I looked on YouTube, couldn't find anything to tell you how to do it, so they just had a little pull of this mat and push and pull, and thinking, do these little plastic clips come out of that vinyl cloth there? And then I figured it out, and what it is, to get to the last 2 screws to release this, it's where these 3 screws are in here, just lifts up. You see that? Just lifts up like that at both sides, and that releases this piece of vinyl. And then what happens once that little piece of vinyl is released, the glove box drops right down, and you can see the final 2 screws, which is one there and one on the opposite side there. Once those screws were out, the whole glove box just dropped out of the dashboard, and the new backing plate could be fitted, as you've seen earlier in the video. Okay, all that's left for me to do now is tidy up. I've put the rug back down, or the mat back down, to cover the rubber floor over. It's just a little bit of tidying up for me to do, and put this in the garage, and that's another video done. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and it's a video log for me, and if you do find it useful or entertaining at all, then please do consider subscribing. Catch you soon. Bye.